So with the Sonic CrossWorlds open playtest coming to an end, I think it's given the community a good chance to get our hands on a new Sonic game and get our own feel for it instead of listening to the reviews of certain websites. I got the chance to play, and as someone who played the previous Sonic racing games on the Xbox 360 and hasn't really touched Mario Kart outside of back on the Nintendo DS and whenever I go to an arcade, I'm really happy with the game that Sonic CrossWorlds is turning out to be. Like, this is a game that I'm actually debating pre-ordering, or if not, buying it at launch, and I am someone who never pre-orders games. The last game I pre-ordered was Sonic Frontiers, and personally I felt let down playing that game at launch, but maybe that's just a topic for another video. I'm going to start off by singing the praises of this game, and I think there are many to go over. For starters, the roster of playable characters this game is going to have, I think, is just amazing in itself. Even though there was only a select few characters available to us in the playtest, every character's animations and the transitions were really nice to the eye, and it just felt good to play this game. Like, I wish I had a better way to describe it. Everything flows together so nicely, and you get a satisfying feeling while playing the game. So if anyone doesn't know yet, the big gimmick of this game is that you'll select a track in which you'll do 3 laps on, but once you come up to doing the second lap, whoever is in first place will get to decide the track for the next lap only. I think my favorite tracks were definitely Colorful Mall and Apotos, and I can admit I am very Sonic Unleashed biased on that. Dragon Road and Holoska are definitely my favorite crossover tracks. I can't really pick a superior out of the two. I love the remix soundtracks on both these tracks and would love if they were full tracks, if that makes sense. I don't just want to visit these places once during a match. I wish Sega made these places into the primary tracks instead of the ones you just visit for a lap. And that's really my only critique when it comes to the tracks, is that I'm not getting to stay there long enough. It's like Sonic Generations, it's amazing, but there's not enough of it. The whole gadget system is something I can really get behind too. To anyone who hasn't played or heard this system in the game, I'm sure there's another racing game that has done something similar, but the comparisons I'm going to make is that they are like perks from Call of Duty or even augments from Fortnite. They can vary from doing air tricks faster, increasing the amount of rings you can hold, or even getting a monster truck at the beginning of the race and being a menace. I know I've said it a lot and I genuinely can't put it into better words, but it's just fun. In offline mode, you'll have a rival in whatever Grand Prix you play. This is like some trash talk between your character and your chosen rival. And it's cool to see and hear characters interact with each other, especially the ones that hardly get any recognition anymore, and seeing the dynamic between characters that perhaps outside of the comics and if you only follow the games, you've never actually seen them interact. My only complaint here is that I think that the rivals are a little too easy to beat, and also that the collab characters have no voice lines at all in this. I think that's a huge missed opportunity on their part. Like, just imagine it now. Can you imagine Shadow trying to trash talk Minecraft Steve, or Miku and one of the Ninja Turtles beefing mid race? I think it would just be so stupid and funny, and could honestly be a great seller for the game, especially from a marketing point of view. I've already seen clips of Sonic and Rouge as rivals making the rounds on social medias. I genuinely think it would do no harm to have these characters talk with one another, and some money definitely should have been allocated from the budget for this. Now, I want to talk about some issues that I've heard people complaining about, and I do think these problems are quite light. They definitely don't make the game unplayable. At times, it feels like too much is happening on the screen and can be hard to keep up with. And while I can understand this, I think it's something that I am personally used to. I'm used to playing games with a lot going on, so perhaps this doesn't affect me the way it affects others. I can admit the camera could be a little bit better. I can understand when people say it's hard to see what is coming up next, and the only current counter that I can think of is to play the game more and learn the tracks, but I don't think it should be like that. Also, being able to look behind you, I mean, it's in Mario Kart. This game takes a lot from Mario Kart. It would be a great help. I've seen the whole debate of whether the items are too strong and if getting hit is too punishing or not, and after hearing both sides, I'm just going to sit on the fence with this one. Yes, you can use gadgets to try and hinder the impact of getting hit, which can definitely change a race, but also at times it can feel really unskillful, especially if you frontline the whole race and someone presses the attack button once and now you're losing. I think everyone needs to remember that everyone else is also in that same boat, and it's truly anyone's race to win, especially in the third lap. That final 5 to 10 seconds in the final stretch is literally everything in this game. I've played matches where I haven't even boosted at the start because I wasn't paying attention and was bagging the entire game, and 1 or 2 items can put you up in first or at least a podium position. I don't really find myself hating that, in all honesty. Like, it's annoying in the moment, but this game is so easy to just keep playing race after race. Even if you get dead last, you are literally minutes away from your next race and you might win that one. Also, it's a Sonic racing game. Yes, it can be skillful or somewhat competitive, but at the end of the day, you gotta tell yourself you're playing a Sonic racing game, and if you're having fun, then isn't all that really matters. People who know me know that I'm a very competitive person and I enjoy winning, but this is one of the only games I can lose over and over and I'm still having as much fun, which I think is just impressive on its own. With saying that, I do hope the rank system gets a little more punishing. It does feel a little too easy. I'm not expecting a crazy hard or competitive rank system from a Sonic racing game, but I do just think it would be kind of cool to have. While I think the Apodos level was great and accurate to the stages from Sonic Unleashed, especially having those tight streets that you see Sonic running down at the beginning of his day stage, having 12 vehicles fit down those alleys and everyone has the amazing idea to use all their items at once, a clusterfuck is the best way to describe it. It can really break your game in the third lap. You just gotta hope you're front running and fortunate enough to not get hit by anything, and if you're hit by something, you can kiss the victory goodbye because you ain't getting the burr. Furthermore, I did have a problem trying to navigate the game at times, like how if you are playing alone you have to access the settings by going to extras and then options, but if you're in a lobby with people, the extra option just isn't there. Like, you gotta do some voodoo magic to get to it, and I do just think the menus could be a little bit clearer on that part. Once again, I do want to highlight how much love they are showing to Unleashed and older Sonic games in this game. Apart from the Generations games, I can't recall another time where anything from Sonic Unleashed is being shown love directly from Sega. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. The fact that we are getting the Werehog as a playable character is still nuts to me, but I think we should be taking note of the fact that Sega is slowly becoming more accepting of their previous games or characters that didn't really get the best fan reception in the past. And my point on this is that, did anyone actually expect Mephiles to appear in Shadow Generations as a fully fleshed out boss stage? Because I definitely didn't. And of course, seeing Water Palace from Sonic Rush make an appearance, that is cool in itself. I don't have much memory of playing Sonic Rush. I remember just being awful at it on the DS, but again, it is cool to see. I think this game is only highlighting the fact that things are only getting better for Sonic in the future. Even though this is a Sonic racing game we're talking about, and you'd think it wouldn't really mean much when it comes to future mainline Sonic games, but for whatever is next for Sonic, whether it's Frontiers 2 or whatever they decide to do, I'm looking forward to it. If they decide to do cyberspace again, it's looking like it'll be amazing after seeing what Sonic Team did with Shadow's 3D stages and Shadow Generations. The last thing they do need to fix is that price tag. Like, come on now. The game is great, but it's not 60 Great British pounds great. I do think that some people will just be put off the game for a bit and just wait for a sale. Overall, I'm pretty optimistic for Sonic CrossWorlds release and the rollout of the DLC content. I think this playtest was a huge success and it's definitely shut down a lot of the doubts that people were having about this game. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider subscribing. I do intend to make more content like this, and this is my first attempt at something like this, like some kind of video essay, and any feedback would be appreciated. Anyway, you might hear from me next month or in 6 months, so be seeing you.